Snowstorm number 21. Started an hour ago at 1:45. Let's see what's going on the south side, and the first thing that we have to do is, well, bring the joy book up to date. But then we've got to feed the birdies and the squirrels. They had big breakfast. They had 2 peanut butter sandwiches, so we have to make them 3 or 4 more. Then we have to put away the videotaping. We finish the cycle, and we have to make, I think it's 28 half-hour shows. Put the titles on them, make dubs of them, and wrap them. And that's going to be a long process. But when it's over, I'll talk to you again on the telephone. And at 1:45, we rejoice. And what do we rejoice about? The choice is rejoice. We rejoice that we rejoice every 15 minutes. And we thank you for the equipment, and we thank you for the technology, and we thank you, Sony. PM, March the 16th, St. Patrick's Day Eve. Turned out to be quite a storm, folks. I would say it's 5 inches. Wouldn't you say that's about 5 inches? And I'm trying to keep a place clear, a table upon which to feed the birds and the squirrels. They had a good time today eating. This is to the west. This is to the south. It's quite a storm, isn't it? It's coming down pretty fast. I've shoveled about 4 times to keep this stoop bare, so I can feed the animals. Isn't it beautiful? So I think that's a good idea, don't you? And eventually we'll get a path. I got the path started over there. Can you see it? And eventually we get the path going from the west door to the south door. Fun, huh? Beautiful, isn't it? That's water. H2O. And the formula for an ice cube is what? H2O squared. On March the 16th, St. Patrick's Eve, 10:20 p.m., I have to show you this most beautiful snowstorm. This is a beauty. And it's coming down as vigorously as it was when it started, which was around 11 a.m. So it's almost 12 hours. And I think it's about 8 inches, don't you? What would you say? And it's fun to come out and shovel a little bit at a time. And if there were more time left in the day, that would be my next project, to clear that, and then to clear the path all the way around to the south door. But isn't it beautiful? Now this is snowstorm number 21 of the season 2006-2007. Most of the storms, this is the second major storm. The only other major storm was on February 14th, Valentine's Day. So this is almost a month later. Let's take a look at the west end. Or excuse me, that was the west end. This is the south end. What do you think of it, .com? Isn't it beautiful? So we keep trying to clear this Where do you put it all? So most of the storms were under a quarter of an inch. Then we had a cold storm that lasted about 6 days when it was 1 degree below zero. Let's go over and look at this winter picture that we've had on the wall here to remind us this is the kind of a night it is. Except that it really isn't cold. It's about 28. Thank you, God. And now let's count 15 blessings for the hour 10 p.m. Thank you, neighbor. Thank you for hoteling. Thank you, Bruce Hoteling. He said 20 inches. And look at the pass he did all the way down the driveway. And he's doing the patio. And look what he did at the south door. Look at this path. Now we can feed the squirrels and the birds. It's 10:15. The sower put seeds on good ground and it bore fruit. Look at this path. That's bigger than the one on February the 14th, which was 14 inches. And he said, thank you for the book. Last week or so I gave him a new copy of the Daily Bread devotional, and he's been reading it every day. And the seed fell on good ground, and the seed is bearing good fruit. This is St. Patrick's Day. And now, this is AM. Now let's make him something hot to drink. Let us say again, the sower. The seed fell on good ground and bore good fruit. Thank you, Bruce Hoteling, neighbor. Now we can feed the birds and the squirrels. I would say is it 14 inches, 15 inches? What would you say? What do you think of that? That was a pretty big machine, wasn't it? It was sort of bigger than you are. Thank you, Mary, for cut flowers. I don't like to cut flowers. I like to see them grow and complete their cycle. They have a life to live. And we got little birdies out here who know that the place is proud. Now what were they doing? Watching all the time? Now we will feed them peanuts and peanut butter sandwiches. Folks, I'm so happy with this path that my neighbor Bruce shoveled. And the birdies are so happy eating their peanuts. And they ate all their peanut butter sandwiches. I want to walk down the path with you. Isn't that nice? Isn't that fun? The seed was sown on good ground, and it bore good fruit. Isn't it fun to walk along this path? Oh, he was so nice. He came down the road from his house and he took care of his neighbor. This is almost like the state of Maine when I used to walk to school and the snow was way past my head as I walked along the road. We didn't have sidewalks. There's a car underneath there. There's a car underneath there. Aren't you glad that we took them out and exercised them yesterday? No, the day before. There's the birdies coming. And look, he did the whole patio. And the nice path by the blueberry bush. The kitty's litter pan airing out. And to the west door. And the birdies' peanuts. I think it's too much for the squirrels. I haven't seen them, but they have put away enough food for many days. And the kitties have messed up the rugs. Now what we're trying to do is take the signal from the mini DV up to the first VCR and out of VCR 2 into the titler, which hasn't been set up yet. The titler back into VCR 2, then to VCR 3, VCR 4, VCR 5, VCR 6, VCR 7, VCR 8, and VCR 9. And then we're trying to take the signal from VCR 9 into the new DVD. And then the signal is coming out of the DVD into the monitor. The next project, and we rejoice at 11:45 on St. Patrick's Day, that all of these electrons, and that we've got the signal this far, and the next job is to figure out how to record on the DVD. That would be this side. This records on a VHS. So this is something new and very exciting, and we praise the Lord and we thank God. And why does William play his wedding videotapes backwards? Why does William play his wedding videotape backwards? So we can see him walk out of church, a free man. March the Folks, everything you do today, see the greatness of God. See the greatness of God in this cute little squirrel eating his peanut butter sandwiches. See the greatness in God of how strong the sunlight is. We've passed the vernal equinox, and now the night time is going to be less than the daytime. Isn't that marvelous? And come March the 28th, this is March the 24th, we will be here. We'll start our 4th year on our 3 acres in our little hermitage. See the greatness of God in everything today, and in that snow. Remember last Saturday, folks? March the 17th, St. Patrick's Day, 18 inches of snow. Isn't life interesting? Doesn't God give us a great world? See the greatness of God in everything today and every day. Today's joke. Money talks. And said Arthur, money talks and mine says goodbye. March the 24th, Saturday, 2007, Anno Domini. Today's vegetarian dinner. Fresh strawberries, lettuce, avocado, green pepper, and croutons. Mashed potato, lima beans, Worthington Foods, fried chick. Everything is made The fried chicken is made from soybeans. No animal products. No torturing animals. No electric prod in the anus. No standing in urine and feces all their lives. No butchering. No throat slitting. No hoisting and pulling the leg out of the hip. No, none of that. Good, kind, non-violent eating. Oh, this is vegetarian gravy. Mushroom, I think. Other TV chefs have somebody to hold the camera. What is the drink going to be? It'll be a nut fruit drink. That would be bananas, pineapples, cashews, and oatmeal. I missed it. She knocked it off of the desk and onto the floor, and she was going around in circles playing with it. It's a tube of Neosporin, a disinfectant for cuts. This is her playtime. She's hungry. I'm going to give her some vegetarian fried chicken yeast. Isn't she pretty? But first I have to finish God the first thing in the morning. This is 2 to 5. Goals 2 to 5. And this is my new joy book. I filled up the other one. This is joy book. Number 66. And here's the other one that's all filled up. A joy book is great. Carry it with you, because it helps you every 15 minutes to rejoice. And it helps you to have pure thoughts. Here's a good pure thought. As your faith is increased. I hope yours is, folks. Oh, I want you to have this great glory and be through with the struggle. You know that God made Adam? He made Adam and he looked him all over. And then God said to himself, I can do better than that. So he made woman. Here's the sign of spring. The cats actually stayed out for 5 minutes. I love sitting on the cars. That's for you, Mary Ramage in Mohegan Lake. We're having a wash-a-thon. I took the 1980 Dodge for a ride. Excuse me, 1980 Lincoln. He ran nicely, smoothly and quietly. He likes the 44 degrees. Makes a big difference to him. Here's 5 peanut butter sandwiches for the raccoons. And maybe an opossum. No, if they're an opossum, I should make 6. And that will keep me happy all night. PM, March the 25th, 2007. Last week of March coming. Folks, looky at all that. Looky at all that rain. This is March the 26th, Monday. Last week of March. Boy, that is going to take away the March 17th St. Patrick's Day snowstorm, isn't it? And you know, I put away the cover for the 1980, hoping that it would rain. I put it away in the garage to keep it dry so that the rain would wash the 1980. And look, I neglected to put away the cover for the 1993, and it's a mess. And we're flooded in, aren't we? Richard Wolfley has got the www.achatwithglendora.com website all in good shape. And he wants you to see show 4000 first, because he likes that one the best. That's the one with Glendora, was on the David Letterman show. And now he's putting up 32 more half-hour shows on YouTube. That will be 23 plus 32. What's that, 85? No, 55. $22, $24, $55. And now I want to, sometime today, if I can get through this litigation, I want to send out programs, these 29 programs. That would be number 4542-1, first edition, through 4570, the 29th edition. So that will make 54 plus 29. That's about 84, 83. And guess what? We had the first lightning and the first thunder at, I made a note of it in the Joy book. I think it was at 3:50 p.m. I'm just finishing up here. Well, it's 3:50, I guess. No, it was at 1:50. 1:50 p.m. It's kind of nice. Spring is for real. Ooh. I'm just finishing up my slur reply to Odious, Zoe Jasper, and Brian Hansberry, White Plains City Court, who, it was like lightning and thunder striking America, what they did. But we're standing up for right, and I think I'm on the last page, page 54. This is their prayer. Prayer for them. Oh, I hope they do it. Walk in the Spirit. and inherit the richness that God has for them. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, and peace. I don't know, folks. We can't let them get away with it. But we did, all the time we were writing it, since 8 o'clock this morning to 4 o'clock this afternoon, with an hour out talking to Dick Wolfley. Every 15 minutes we went to God and rejoiced and remembered the greatness of God. And at the top of every hour we counted 15 blessings. Here's the log on it. So far I've worked 10 hours on it. Anyway, it's written. How long do you think it will take to print it? Daddy, what's the difference between lightning and electricity? You don't have to pay for lightning. So, you see the shine? My mother was right. Walk the plank. My mother was right. Right after the rain stops, not a minute later, just as soon as it stops, you wipe them down with a turkey towel, and you can't get a better shine. This car runs beautifully. It runs so sweetly and softly, and it goes so fast, and it loves to travel. This is a 1980 Lincoln Continental Mark 6. Here's the Continental, the tire in the rear, and here's the Mark 6, and here's the Lincoln Town Car part of it, and the opera windows. This was the only one that had opera windows. And it has 300,000 miles. 1980 to 2007. This is a 1993 Lincoln Town Car. And it's a grand car. I think it has only about 140,000. Hey, hey! That's Sebastian Cat. I'm so glad he has a home. He's still scared, but he's getting better. He was badly treated, but he was very nicely treated because he knows all the cat things, to how to lie down in your bed and cuddle up to you and purr loudly and get him to rub your ears. Peace. March the 27th, Tuesday, 2007, Anno Domini. Did I tell you that last night, yesterday afternoon, we had thunder and lightning? And do you want to see how the snow is receding? See how the woods are getting bare? And the raccoons, or whoever it is, ate all of the food that I put out last night. A whole loaf of hard bread, and then 5 fresh peanut butter sandwiches. Great big ones. And now, we're going to start printing Glendora versus Sadley, Saw Rock, Masterilli, for ignorant lawyering and shoddy workmanship, causing Glendora all of this unnecessary work and costs and time. So I don't know how many copies to print of each. 7, I guess. Edgar says that money talks, and mine says goodbye. And our lesson this morning is that God doesn't owe us a thing.